So I was actually playing this very nice song, but sadly I could not. I don't think you could hear it. I was playing "I Love You" by "I Will Always Love You" by Whitney Houston. I will always love that song as well. Okay, so last week I uploaded a video where I was talking about money and marriage, and I shared. I'm sorry about the background noise. I'm actually at the office, but I thought to do this um this afternoon. So we talked about money and marriage, and I shared my own experience on my encounter, or rather, our encounter last year, um, which was really very tough. It was a tough one. I shared it last year, and it was a tough one. And thank God for God. A moment. Thank God for God that actually helped us. Yeah. So what did we talk about? We talked about the fact that which money is a huge factor. Like it is a huge one when it comes to marriage and the success of marriage. Can you hear me? It's a huge factor to the success of marriage, and it's the truth is that love makes money makes love very very interesting. I don't want to be sugarcoating anything or acting like it's not a big deal. Money makes love really interesting. See, when there is money to spend, marriage sweet die. Marriage is sweet, love is sweet. But when the money is not there, my brother and my sister, it is stressful, extremely stressful. It is extremely stressful. I won't lie to you. It's a lot of mental stress, emotional stress, but it takes, seriously, I would just say that it takes people who are mature mentally, strong, and how do I say it? You have to be mature mentally to go through the phase of marriage when it comes to not having enough. I won't lie to you. There are cases where you can even get married to someone who had money. Yes, you could. What's the assurance that that money will remain all through the years that you guys have been married? So you need to be mentally prepared for anything. Nobody prays for a bad situation, but this is life. Life can happen. Life can happen. So we need to be prepared mentally, and we need to be mature mentally for whatever comes our way, because you will need your partner to be strong, you will need yourself to be strong to overcome any trial. So let me base mine on the aspect of money. Money is a huge factor to the success of any home. It's a huge factor. Let nobody lie to you. It's a huge factor. I'm not saying again that you should just go and start looking for a partner that has money just because you want to. That was why I emphasized on the fact that what's the assurance that that person is going to have that money all through forever and ever. I'm not saying so. I'm not saying that you should look for someone who is rich just because you want to get married or just because you want to enjoy marriage. And again, there are some people who even have this money and they are not enjoying marriage. But you know, when you are with someone you love and there is money, oh, yeah, me, I will always love you. The love go just a sweet till I say. The love go dey sweet till I say. As in, you go just love, you want to be in love forever. Because money makes it interesting. Your partner tend to show you how much they care about you, buy you give, they spoil you. Oh my god. But in reality, sometimes it's not always the case. I before I got married, I was working, my husband was working as well. We had everything we needed settled, planned ahead. You plan, right? We planned for our lives, we planned for our finances, we planned for our financial management. Or we'll be doing this, we'll be doing that. We planned for everything, only for life to happen in between. So a year after marriage, we I was pregnant. I was working even while I was pregnant. I had one of the easiest pregnancy, the journey, right? It was very easy. But When it was time for me to give birth, of course, I needed to stay off work, and where I was working wasn't the best place in the world, right? So, but there was a need for me to stay at home for that period. So I was working from home, but like I said, it wasn't the best place of work. So the policy did not really favor me, kind of. So I needed to stay at home and get whatever penny I was paid for that period. And the prayer was that after maternity leave, I should have gotten something better, right? When life happened, like I said, enough wasn't coming in. Then my husband too. His boss wanted him to relocate to another state for work and all of that. We had to look through that plan. Did it make sense? Would it be visible? Would it work? Because even then I had given birth. I was home, I'd given birth, baby, everything, money was needed. I'd given birth, and him leaving to another state wasn't going to, really work for us. So he had to let go of that job, but we knew it wasn't going to be easy. There were bills to pay, responsibilities here and there. Bills will not tell you that, bills will not understand that you do not have money to pay them. The rent will, no landlord will hear you do not have money to pay their rent, and so many other bills on ground. Maybe we eat, maybe we're not here hungry. Babies are selfish, they don't understand the definition of manage or hunger. They must eat to the fullest. A moment. Babies, oh, I'm sorry. So babies must eat, right? Then we had to plan what's the next step, what's the way forward, what are we going to do. And then this idea of a business came up. Yes, I was skeptical about it, but my husband was quite convinced that it was going to work, and I had to agree with him. And we did everything we could to put resources together to make this work. To make this work, we finally got into it, commenced the whole thing, and trust me, guys, at the span of how many months, that thing crashed. It's not a business where you put money and then they'll tell you 1,000 and you 1,000 naira or 1 million naira to get 10 million. No, I'm talking about an actual thing. We plan to go into transportation because Lagos and transportation, they are like brothers. Like you can't have a transportation business in Lagos and not have money. So we went into the transportation business, and hey, oh God, wow, God is good. It crashed. Everything. It wasn't just it. It was a lot of. It was a lot. It was as if the devil had our time. That you see this thing you thought you want to make money from there, you will not make it. Every effort to make it work was frustrated. Last mile, the park, or people in charge of the park, different. There was always a problem. Every day brought a problem. The whole thing crashed. Didn't go as planned. The driver that was even in charge of the vehicle did his own. At the end of the day, that vehicle had to be sold. Everything scattered. Oh God of mercy. How would we survive? Even the purpose of doing it did not work. The money spent to get the vehicle, how is it going to be paid? So we had to let it go. Do you understand? We had to let it go. But mind you, like I said, we gathered resources for this thing. How do we pay back? How do we pay back? We did not know what to do. How do we pay back Otorio loan? Oh my God. How? So bills, people were asking for money. I need my money back, blah, 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 blah. Different drama, different bills. The rent was getting due. A lot of things was just happening. It was the most difficult. I don't think I have ever experienced such difficulty in my entire life. I have never experienced such difficulty in my entire life. at all. I haven't. And in this that season of my life, I appreciated God for the life of our parents. Ah, God. I appreciated God for the life of our parents, that they did a very great job bringing us up. They did a very great job. It is not easy being an adult. It is not easy being an adult, trust me. A moment, I'm trying to, send this out so that we can have more people join us. Do you get? It is not easy to be an adult, especially in this economy that gets worse by the day. But thank God, let me not say it's getting worse, it's getting better by the day. It is not easy. So it was a very difficult moment, and I do not know how they call them. I don't know how
I know.
I don't know how I don't know how people are surviving. I do not.
You are doing live stream.
Yes. What happened?
Doing
I don't tell
Can
me.
you find that number?
Ask them. So I don't know how people who are, getting into this journey of marriage are surviving in this economy. Then imagine those that are working as are complaining, are struggling to just meet ends meet. What about those who are not doing anything? How are they coping? How are they coping? How? I don't know. It is just God's mercy that is keeping everybody. So it was a very trying moment. I just kept praying to God that this is not how we talked about this thing. This is not how we planned it. And you know that our mothers, my husband may not have been rich, but at least he was earning. But our mothers are always concerned. Are you sure you can do this? Are you sure? Are you sure? Look at your dad. You know me. I did this whole drama of he will make it one day with him and see how it was. It wasn't. Although we thank God, but you see it. You can use your eye to see it. It's not easy. Can you cope? I felt like what's there to cope? We're both earning. We're working. Number two, I can make it if you don't. In fact, who wants to only dwell on what a man can bring in? I'm also hardworking, and I can also do it with God's help. God has great plans for us. The God that brought us together has great plans for us. So definitely, I can as well do this. So the confidence was there. But my sister, in these trying times, you begin to look back to that thing my mommy said that time, or that thing one auntie told me that time, that thing that this person said, is true. You begin to look back and you begin to think that was this all worth it? Well, I was taught something by one of my mentor, Mommy Adebayo. She taught me that whenever you are having a difficult moment with your partner, remember one of the things you need to hold on to is the conviction when God said this is your husband. Hold on to that conviction and say, God, this is it, and this is what you told me. Hold on to it, because that is what will pull you out or see you through, you know, every difficult situation. And that was what I did for that season. I held on to what she said, and I kept trusting God. We kept praying, we kept praying, we kept praying. It was difficult. How we were eating, how we were paying the bills. And at some point, it was almost bringing shame and embarrassment, people talking and the rent got due, pay, wahala. And when it looked like our back was already against the wall, and it looked like there was no hope coming from anywhere, when it looked like, last, be like say I go carry my logo my mama house. Because we couldn't pay the rent at a point. When it looked like, be like say we go leave this place, so it be like say we go our mama house, so and of course I won't go to my parents' house. It's obvious like saying I'm going to his parents' house. When it looked like it was getting that worse, my husband said, lie, lie, we're not leaving this place. I'm telling you that I got to a point where I had given up. That, you know what, this is it. I go accept I'm alive. I had given up that or more last now to go where we come from. Oh. My husband said no. That like we're not doing that. He kicked against it that we're not going to anywhere. And of course we kept praying, we kept trusting, but I won't lie, my faith was getting thin. It was getting thin. But God being God, do you think I don't have dreams? Do you think I don't have visions? Do you think I don't have ideas? Do you think I'm not hardworking? So it's not really by all of these things. It's not really by all of these things. It's mostly by the grace of God. The fact that you have money, you're living a perfect life is by the grace of God. The fact that you're not lacking anything is by the grace of God. It's not because of your talent or your skills or because you're good or anything. It is just by the grace of God that things don't go sour for you or that things are good for you basically. So um at that time I got a job and see that job, this job, this job came by the grace of God. And see, the devil fought this job. Oh, no, no, no. The devil did everything he could to ensure that I did not get this job. They were throwing different challenges. I passed the interview. They had told me that they were going to get back to me and I will commence on Monday and all of that. They just want to put things in place for me so that when I resume, it's better and easier and all of that. My brother and sister, I was waiting. It got to almost a month. I didn't hear back from them, and I'm like, what's going on here? I was already celebrating that. Thank God for everything. Say at least something is coming out of all of this drama and all, and the job wasn't coming forth. In fact, that this job thing was another testimony, and God will have His way. He ensured that this one did not pass me by. He ensured that I got it. He ensured I got it. He ensured I got it. And that is one of my greatest testimony for last year. In fact, if I think back to last year, I have a lot of things to thank God for, even in that time, and I will share them with you. But the job is one of those things. So I got the job first, and yes, one person got the job. But mind you, bills had piled up, debts had piled up, a lot of things were waiting for money to solve them, and you don't expect me with the one small change they want to pay me to solve all of the salary was okay, but it was not enough for what had been pending. Do you understand? It was getting frustrating for my husband, watching how I had to carry all of this on by myself. He was doing a laundry business. He started this laundry business at home, and it was going well. But of course, it wouldn't be enough. It wasn't meeting up with the bills, everything. No, 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 guys. It was a difficult season that tried us. It was a difficult season that proved and tried our love for each other. It was a season that tried us and to see if indeed we could overcome it. Do you understand? Thanks be to God. After some months, God also gave him his own job, another testimony. How God got him that job was another testimony. It was just posted on our church group. Um, like, okay, who is interested in this job in the bank? Not a regular commercial bank, but a mortgage bank. Who's interested in this job? Okay, somebody was supposed to get that job. The job was meant for someone, and God said that job is actually not for someone. The job was for my husband. I saw, do you know, interestingly, I saw the placement for the job. I thought, well, all over these jobs, Jerry, what is so? I didn't know how many jobs we have applied for. I felt like it's nothing, Jerry. It's not going to really. When you see something and you just come on eye, and I felt like maybe myself will never be interested. Oh, I just come on eye, that kind of thing. But not knowing that that was the testimony that we've been waiting for. May God not allow you pass your testimony when you see it. Though. May not God also not allow you pass your opportunity when it comes. Do you know? That was something that imagine that I was the only one who saw it and my husband did not see it. You see how that opportunity would have passed us by. I'm going to pray that prayer again. May God not allow you pass your opportunity when it comes. May you not see it and come on eye. Ha! So I actually thank God he saw it and he showed interest, he applied. Baba don't tire, you don't tire, he had to apply, and talk to the person who posted it and everything. And the person explained to him that it was actually meant for his cousin and a family member or a relative. And that one said he does not want it. In this economy. Okay, let's say you be rich man. And he said, okay, fine. And he jumped on it, he went for the interview and everything, and he got the job. Guys, he got the job from an unexpected means. Like God just placed it there that this is for him. He allowed that person to reject the job so that it can come to my partner. Do you understand? So you can see that even in the storm, when it felt like our back was against the wall, God made a way. It was a huge testimony. So it's not about having ideas. It's not about having business ideas or being so brilliant or being good or hardworking or everything. Our success in life is also tied to the grace of God. It's also tied to the willingness of God to rise up on your matter. Arise, oh God, is what the Bible says. It's about God arising and saying, I remember you today. I remember you. It's my time to actually help you out. But that trial, that season wasn't easy. It wasn't. So I can relate with you when you say marriage is not easy. And that's why I also do when people are saying girls are after rich men, even some men are after rich women. I really don't judge anymore because I know it is not easy to start from the foundation with someone till the person becomes. It is not easy. The journey is not easy. It takes a lot. But although at the end of the day it makes you stronger, it makes marriage stronger, it makes life, it makes the bond better, it makes sorry, I actually saw something that made me laugh. It makes your union better, stronger, and you have more understanding. In that season of this trial, I got to know our weaknesses. I got to know how we deal with frustration. I got to know how we can handle each other in times of this issue. I got to know our strengths. I got to know. I got to bond more. I got to suffer more. Oh my god, you know, and I got to trust God more because I we did everything we could. We did everything we could to make a way. We did everything humanly possible. We did everything humanly possible, but God was saying, until you understand that you need to come to me. And not just come to me, but to trust 100% on me. Nothing was going to happen. That was one of the biggest lessons we learned. That was one of the biggest lessons we learned. That until we understood that it is not by our power, it's not because you are brilliant, it's not because you are skilled, it's not because you are smart, it's not because you are hardworking, it's not because you sabi something that you make it. We're not going anywhere. So at some point we were broken, like God, we did your matter. Like when I hear we did before, it was like our back was against the wall, shame, everything was about coming. Hey, before God now said, oh yeah, I don't hear. Oh yeah, let this door open for you. Let this door open for you. We thank God for God's faithfulness. We thank God for God's mercy all through that period. To you now, you may feel like I'm supposed to be talking about the. I've told you how the breakthrough came. So for last year, in this storm, I was able to still identify the things that God did for us, even in that storm, even in that season of lack, even in that season of want, even in that season of death. Ah, I was able to identify, we were able to identify the good things that God did for us. And I used to hold on to those things to thank God because there are times we get frustrated. I won't cry. Say, God, what's be this? But then I'm reminded, say, my matter no even was which some people want. Then I'm reminded that there are so many things to still thank God for. So many things to still thank God for. I'm reminded. I remember it was not last year I gave. No, was it last year? Yeah, it was last year I gave birth, right? And the journey of that giving birth is a matter of its own that I don't even want to go into, but I'm happy that I'm alive. The devil did zone. I'm happy that I'm alive. I'm alive to train my child. Ah, it was a huge testimony that I will never forget. Number two, it was still that last year in the storm that the Lord gave me the job. It was still that last year that what again? Many encounters of accidents that God delivered me from. Many encounters that God delivered me from. Delivered me and my baby from. It was still last year. So when you are going through the most difficult time of your life, when it looks like, see, I know what it's like to really lack something. I experienced it. I've never experienced it to that. It's not like my parents didn't experience or something, but I've never experienced it to this extent. Sincerely. So when you talk about being in the storm, your difficulties financially and everything, I understand it very well. I do. But I want you to know that even in that storm, God is still doing something for you. He said that He will be with you. He will not leave you. He didn't say that the storm will not come. Look at that time when they were in the storm, the disciples and Jesus was sleeping. And he woke up and he was like, what's going on here? And he said the storm should be calm. He was with them, he was sleeping. But in the storm, he was there. That's the point. He was there with them. He was there. You see. Why didn't he walk out of the ship and the boat and say, oh, come on, you guys are on your own? You see, he was with them all through the storm. So he said he will not leave us. He will be with us. So he did not tell you that the storm will not come. Marriage, every challenge that your marriage encounters, every challenge you encounter, there is always a glory ahead. There is always a glory ahead. That if you can successfully go through that storm, you will receive that glory. Your marriage gets better. You guys have climbed the ladder to another height. There is always a glory ahead. And he said it will be with you. The storm will come, the trials will come, the temptation will come. The only prayer we pray is that God will not tempt us more than we can carry, more than our capacity. And I know he has said that. Well, I don't know. That one that he did to Job, may he not tempt me like that though. Because I still think till today that how did that guy survive those informations in one day? How did he survive those informations in one day? It is one thing to just read the story and you're like, it's a storybook. Put yourself in that guy's position. How did he survive all of that in one day? Why he no get attack? Why he no just die? Why did he not just God is faithful. So may God not tempt us beyond our capacity to carry. Sincerely, because I know that He will be with us through the storm. I know that He will see you through the storm. So you may be going through some money issues right now in your marriage, and it looks like you made a mistake. Trust me, it wasn't a mistake. You didn't get married to the wrong partner. It's not a mistake. In this season, it will be difficult to love. It's not a live stream. So in this season, it will be very in this season, it will be very difficult to remain in love with your partner. But you have to try. In fact, that is where you guys will get to bond stronger. Actually, that is where you get to bond stronger. It may be difficult, but you have to do it. That is why number one, marriage is you have to be intentional with your partner. You have to put in all the work with your partner. You have to try your best to ensure that you both are how do I put it? You have to ensure your best to ensure that you guys are still doing every activity you would normally do to keep that bond alive. Your partner does not need you to pressurize him in this period. I did that at some point. I'm saying the realities here. I'm not trying to sugarcoat anything. At some point, I placed a lot of pressure on my husband because I felt like guy have fun. I felt like he wasn't doing enough. But whereas he was doing the best, which I will make him even to save. Actually, if I look at it, because he was doing everything in his power too. But to me, at the point, I felt like I wasn't saying it anymore. Like, guy, you just have to do more. You just have to do more. You just have to do what it takes. You just have to do more. Do you get? I was pressurizing him, and it didn't end well because that pressure. Who did this now? Who is stopping that work? Sorry about that. Ah, I was pressurizing him, making him look for feel frustrated. That's the truth. I pressurized him a lot and it didn't end well. It brought a lot of issues at some point. It brought a lot of issues, too many problems because it felt like I placed a lot of pressure on him to sort our issue out because I didn't know what we're going to do anymore. That's why I said we're trying to solve issues on our own strength. We're praying, but we're not giving it to God truly. We're not 100% committed that or trusting that God of or dedicating our trust in God that He was going to do it. We're not looking unto God totally to have a way. At some point in our hearts, we're looking unto men to help us resolve issues. We're looking onto where we can see resources. We're looking onto who can come to our aid. Where we didn't put our 100% on God, and it told on us. So number one, keep the bond alive in the season where you're going through a lot of difficulty. Number two, pray. Pray and do not pray and miss. So that's where the Holy Spirit comes in. Pray in tongues, pray in the Spirit, be connected, pray. God will always be with you and have His way, and He will always take you out of that solution and out of that difficulty because He said that if you lift up your eyes to the hills, from whence cometh your help, guys? From whence cometh your help? So pray like your life and your destiny depends on it. Number three, do not pressurize your partner. You are putting too many burdens on him that way. You're making him seem like he's not doing enough. You're making him seem like he's not man enough. You're making him seem like he's not capable. You're making him seem like you're making him seem like he's worthless or useless to you. So try. It is not easy, but do not pressurize your partner. Also, number four, do not pressurize yourself. Yes, do not be too hard on yourself. Don't pressurize yourself, right? Take it easy on yourself. Number five, do not lean on your own strength. Do not lean on your own capacity. Do not lean on your own ideas. Do not lean on what you feel you can do. Trust in God to direct you on the way to go. Trust in God to direct you on the path to take. Trust in God to direct you on the way to. He said, I will lead you and show you the way that thou should go. He will lead you and show you the way that thou should go. He will lead you. That is the truth, guys. I won't lie to you. That is the truth. So that's number five, right? Do I have more to add? Number six, do not kill your ideas. I'm not saying don't see, you need to be, it's not only prayers that will take you out of financial problems. It is not only prayers. In that season, let me tell you what I was also doing. So that's number six. Don't kill your ideas and keep on sharpening your skills. I won't lie to you. When I gave birth, I was still doing a training on myself. I'm not trying to. So imagine me already giving. I gave birth barely a month after. I was training myself. Yes, I was doing courses online. I was getting better on my Excel skills. I was getting better on some of the skills that I was learning. So you don't have an excuse. In that season, see it as a season that you are preparing yourself for that opportunity that God is going to bring your way. Do you know that it is that Excel skill that got me this job? Do you know? Apart from my previous experiences. I told you I was praying to get a new place. Before I got this job, it was my Excel skill that saved my life. So in that season, where it looked like nothing is working, develop a skill, sharpen the skill. If you have one already, then develop a new skill if you need to. Yes, and do you know that apart from this job that I got in January, I had like 3 or 4 social handles I was managing. Yes, I had. So I was getting paid from 3 or 4 of them, and my job. How do you think God saw us through this paying debts, paying rent, paying bills, paying blah 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 blah? Plus my husband's own that came in from different sources, his laundry, his job. How do you think God did it? He opened means for me in diverse places because in the season when I was going through that difficulty, I was sharpening my skills. I was gaining skills. I was getting better at what I was doing. Yes, So you need to develop a skill. You need to sharpen the one you have. If you have one already, you need to develop new ones that follow that trend. Okay, what's happening in the world right now? What are people doing? Follow the trend. Learn something new. You are not too old to learn something new. Learn. Be open to learning. That was what helped me for that season. Until now, I think I have, because some of the customers, they couldn't really pay up anymore. The bills wasn't helping their life. Nigeria economy. Also, I just have one left that has been with me for 1 year now. It'll be a year in December with me, that I've been managing their page, their handle. So you don't have. I do it with my job. I do the two together and others, and my vlog and music. You know, doing everything. Not that you sit down and say, God help me, and you're praying and you're not championing, you don't have a skill. What is God going to pour? What or where is the vessel that God wants to pour it all on? Is he going to pour it on your coconut head? God did not pour oil on your coconut head now. Hey now. It is what you have. They asked the woman, what do you have? So if God wants to bless you, what do you have that he wants to bless? Please answer. You have to have something that he needs to bless. You have to have something that will be used to open opportunities for you. So you cannot be praying and don't have a skill. You cannot be praying and don't have a potential. You cannot be praying and not have a talent that you need to use. Do you understand? So you have to, that's number six, right? Develop yourself. Number six, yeah. Develop yourself. Sharpen your skills. Develop new skills. That's number six. Do I have more to share? Number seven, yes. Don't toy with relationships. Don't toy with relationships. Yeah. Don't toy with relationships. It will go a long way for you. Don't toy with relationships, guys. You can never know the person that help will come from. Do you think that in those seasons I did not have people I could run to? No. Let me even start it this way. Number one, I had amazing family. God bless you, mom. God bless you, dad. God bless you, amazing siblings. God bless you, my friends. Oh God, they came through, guys. I'm not joking. They came through. They came through. They were the best of the best. They came through. And then in some cases, you see strangers helping you. I was in church one day and a member just came to me and said, send me your account number. I needed 5K, guys. As little as 5K. He just said, send me your account number. I didn't ask, I'm like, wow, okay. And he sent me 5K. I was coming to church that morning thinking of how to get 5K to give someone. And I'm getting to church. After sharing testimony and everything, he just came to me and said, can I have your account number? And he sent me the exact 5K I needed. And I was like, how did you know I needed money? And that was the exact amount. So you see, don't toy with relationships. Help can come from strangers. Be nice to everybody. Nobody's your enemy, except you are sure that they are really your enemy, Sha. Don't toy with relationships. Don't toy with relationships. Help can come from anybody. The least expected person can help you. Do not think that, see, my case, family and friends were there. In your case, they may not be there. They may not also have it, and you can't blame them. So that help can come from strangers. God can use anybody from anywhere to help you. And imagine the person that comes to you and you're now disrespectful, disregarding, or talking to people anyhow. Do you think the person will help your life? They play. So you need to be careful. Don't toy with relationships. And this is one thing I learned from Pastor Selman. Don't toy with relationships. I say define relationship. So in the case you want to, you can help my life. Let's talk. Can you help my life? Let's talk. So here I'm actually just sharing realistic things that happen in my season of lack and want. Am I there yet? No, I'm not there yet. So if you can bless my life, you can still bless my life. I still have an account number that I can still share to you. Or if you have more opportunities for me, I'm very open to them. Okay. I'm not there yet, but I am not where I was last year. No, 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 no. I'm not where I was last year, and I feel so emotional right now that my eyes are getting teary. We are not where we were last year, guys, because of the Lord's faithfulness and mercy. We're not where we are last year, guys. I won't lie to you. God has been faithful. And in that season, I realized that no be salary they feed person. Even right now, if we calculate how much we spend per month, it is more than the pay. No be salary they feed person, not even in this economy itself. No be salary they feed person, but God's faithfulness is just there. How he opens doors, how he brings up resources. At times I can just be here, someone just say, Alpha, you see they do that your CV thing. Hey, yeah, let me do CV and I'll collect small change. And I'm like, that change goes a long way for that day. At least I'm sure I'll do one or two things. Yes, that's why I'm really particular about our skills. You need to get more skills. If you are waiting for God to open the door, you need to have prepared yourself for that opportunity when it comes. So, and again, don't joke with prayers. Don't joke with trusting in God. Don't depend on any man. Take them out of your heart. If you feel like God has to help me through this person, take the person out of your heart and trust solely on God. Guys, trust solely on God. All right. I thought to share more light on money and marriage because that was my episode last week. It was really insightful. So what I did today was just to delve more into it, and then I gave solutions to in this live stream. I have given solutions to how we came out of how we overcame that situation last year. How we overcame it. I brought up the solutions and I've shared my own personal experience with you. As many as want to hear it, you can listen to this to the very end. It's very insightful. And I pray that this I have shared would actually encourage you, motivate you to, do more for yourself and then to hold on to your partner, support them all through. And, at the end of the day, the glory ahead cannot be imagined. God is faithful. God is faithful. Trust me, God is faithful. And He will always reward His own. God is faithful, right? So I wish you all the very best. Have an amazing week. God bless you. Love you. Bye.